Hi everyone, my name's Joanna. I'm going to take you through a basic Pilates class. Pilates is about developing physical intelligence, the appropriate muscle engaging at the appropriate moment. Now, in order for this to happen, the core needs to be strong. So that means the focus in every exercise is in fact engaging the lower abdominals and the pelvic floor, but all the other muscles are collaborating, if you like. So you're looking for an interior lifting and wrapping. You're not clenching, you're not tensing, you're not forcing. The most important word in Pilates is control. You're in control of the way you organize your body. You're in control of the way you move your body. You're in control of your breathing. Ideally, it's a lateral inhalation, moving the breath from the center of the chest sideways, and an audible exhalation. It's a breath you can feel, a breath you can hear, and a breath that you're using to create the exercises. We tend to set ourselves up on the inhalation and do the hardest part of the exercise on the out breath. The exercises are going to be quite simple. Optimistically, you can then practice them without me. And of course, if you need to stop for a moment, regroup, that's fine, you don't have to keep up. You'll notice that I start very slowly and we get a little bit faster, not because we're picking up speed, but because you're a little more focused. So now if you're ready, and you're wearing something comfortable, something you can move in, let's begin. I'd like you to come onto your back, stepping your feet hip width behind your buttocks, pointing the knees to the ceiling, and stretching the arms long away from you. This position is called Constructive Rest. So there's a little bit of muscularity through the leg muscles, so I don't want the knees to drop in or out. My spine is in its neutral position. This is quite important. So the natural curvature of my spine is expressing itself on the mat. There's a little curve through the lower back. The thoracic spine behind my ribs greets the mat. There's a little curve through the back of the neck. The two sides of my body are balanced around the length of my spine. The head is centered. Now I might turn my head a little to make sure the audio is maximized. Please try to keep it centered. Take a breath in. Feel the breath expand just a little. Think about finding an interior lift so that you feel longer and lighter. And then as you exhale, extend opposite arm to leg away from center. Come back to center, breath comes in. And exhale, change. So this is very simple. It's about coordination, opposite arm to leg. It's about connecting the breath to a very simple movement. And you're starting to think about the way your body is organized, the clarity with which you're moving your body, and your breathing. So let's do 2 more sets. Inhale, set yourself up. Exhale, can you see I'm trying to move my arm and leg simultaneously? And bring them back simultaneously. Again, inhale. Exhale. And 1 more set. Inhale. And exhale. I know it's very hard at the beginning of the class not to speed up. We want to slow it down so that the mind and the body have an opportunity to connect. Come back to constructive rest. Check your knees aren't dropping in. Check they're not falling out. So a little bit of inner leg muscle. Spine is still in its neutral position. Make sure that the rib cage isn't pushing towards the ceiling. If you feel that you're arching a little, try patting the ribs and they should settle back into the body and your spine will come back easily and naturally to its neutral position. So let's move on to the second exercise. And this is a Pilates Bridge. So we're becoming a little more specific. This time as the breath expands, as you lift internally, I want you to tilt your pelvis. So now I'm flattening the lumbar curve into the mat. As you exhale, as you work a little harder, vertebrae by vertebrae, lift the pelvis, lift the hips. And can you see I have a line from the shoulder through the hip to the knee? Both the legs are a little more active. The inner leg, the hamstring, the gluteal. I'm opening the front of the body from the tips of the shoulders to the tops of the knees. The breath comes in, I check my alignment, making sure that you're not tensing the muscles of the face, fingers and toes, anything else. And then slightly deeper exhalation, vertebrae by vertebrae. Retrace your steps, rolling right to the end of the spine. Let the pelvis relax, and your spine will automatically come back to neutral. So again, breath comes in, the breath is expanding. You're doing something internally, without tension, without force. You tilt the pelvis, you're doing something externally. And then you come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. So it's not a back extension, it's a spinal articulation. At the top, breath comes in, everything is symmetrical, I'm maintaining my alignment, and exhale, slowly roll. Let's do one more. So tilt on the in-breath, articulate and lift on the out-breath. Check at the top what's happening to the legs, the arms, the muscles of the face. And then exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll yourself back. I'm trying to roll right to the end of my spine, and then I just relax my pelvis, and it comes back to neutral. So let's add on. Again, we tilt. The breath expands. We're lifting internally. Very simplistically, tailbone to pubic bone, navel to spine. That's only a very rough guide. Exhale, lift, vertebrae by vertebrae, long diagonal. Another breath in. Now feel the arms lengthen and allow the arms to float upwards. Keep stretching the arms until you can take them to the point where you're really opening the chest, working into the shoulders. Maybe the arms touch the ground, maybe they don't. Anywhere off vertical is fine. Feel the stretch permeate the tips of the fingers to the tops of the knees, thinking about the two sides of the body as well as the front and back. Again, the action of the gluteals and the hamstrings, the inner legs. Reach the arms back to the ceiling. The arms are longer. Now use a deeper exhalation. Lengthen and lower the arms as you lengthen and lower the spine. Pelvis relaxes, neutral spine. And again, we set up the bridge. Breath expands. Tilt the pelvis. And we exhale and lift. Inhale, the arms lengthen, the arms lift. We take them to a stretch that works for us. We're not forcing, we're not straining. We start the exhalation. We deepen the exhalation, and with more control, the arms and the spine come back to the mat simultaneously. One more time. Tilt on the inhale, lift on the exhale. Lengthen and lift the arms. Breathing in. Try to let the breath expand. Start your exhalation. Listen for the sound of the breath leaving the body. Lower the arms as you lengthen and lower the spine. So just in the space of a couple of exercises, we're a little more focused and a little more present. Let's move on to the central Pilates exercise, and we're going to do it in two parts, so that we're very clear about the importance of the breath creating the movement, not vice versa. So neutral spine, constructive rest. Float the right leg, float the left leg up into the air. This is called a double knee float. So the thigh bones are vertical, the shin bones are horizontal. I don't want my feet to drop below my ankles or the height of my knees. So I tend to take my feet just a little higher to remind me. I'm going to glue the legs together. So I'm stabilizing the lower body. I'm literally adducting the legs together. So I'm thinking about the inner leg muscles, and they're going to help me think about the pelvic floor. Think about connecting the legs externally, but also internally. I find a basic curl, so I'm articulating the spine from the other end, and I float the arms by the hips. I'm going to pulse the arms. In through the nose, 5 pulses. Exhaling softly through the mouth, 5 pulses. We're doing 4 more of these. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to stillness. Lower the legs. Uncurl the upper spine. Separate the legs. Bring one foot down. Bring the other foot down. You're back in your neutral position. Notice when you lifted both legs off the mat, there was some natural length through the lower back. You didn't tilt the pelvis, but there was natural length there. Also notice that how you get into and how you get out of an exercise is part of the exercise. Second side. Float the left leg. Float the right leg up into the air. Literally add up the legs together. Try not to let the feet drop below knee height. So ankle is in line with knee and knee is above the hip. Find your basic abdominal curl. Float the arms by the hips. Now if you want to work a little harder, you could straighten the legs. This is optional. Don't force your body. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 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 One more for luck. In. Come to stillness. Bend the knees. Separate the legs. Lower the arms. Uncurl the upper spine. Bring the left foot down. Bring the right foot down. So we've done the 100 in 2 parts. We're a little more conscious of the way that our body is organized. We're a little more conscious of the way the spine is organized. And we're starting to use our breath more actively. So keep the lower body where it is and lift yourself up onto your forearms. Think about aligning the wrist, elbow and shoulder in the same way that you're aligning the ankle, the knee and the hip. Now we're moving a little further away from the floor, so you don't have the support of the mat and the floor anymore. You're starting to use your arms. You want to keep the chest open. So I'm not collapsing, I'm lengthening. I'm still lifting from the inside as well as a little more externally. Float the right leg, float the left leg up into the air. This is your double knee float. Again, squeeze the legs together. Now this exercise is a version of the hip circle. It's also called the can-can. I want to keep my upper body completely still. Breath comes in, set yourself up. Exhale, take the legs to the right. Come back to center, inhale, and exhale to the left. No unnecessary movement. Inhale, center, exhale, side. It's not about range. It's not about how far I go. It's about the lift. So I'm trying to engage my upper arms. I've joined the legs together internally and externally. My chest is open. My spine is lengthening. My breath is deepening. And I'm controlling the parts of the body that are moving as well as the parts of the body that aren't. For the last set, if you want to work a little harder, inhale. Exhale, maybe you can extend the legs. This is why you can see it's called the can-can. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, one more set. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm also trying not to throw my head back, so no distortion. And then separate the legs. Bring one foot down, bring the other foot down as evenly as you can. Lift yourself away from it. So now you are hands-free. You're right on top of the body bones. So you're maximising that natural lift out of your lower back. You're still aligning the ankle and the knee and the hip. I'd like you to extend the legs away from you. So you're working a little into the hamstring. Now if this is problematic, if the moment you extend the legs, you're collapsing, and this means you're sitting on the buttocks now, not on the buttock bones, then bend the knees. But be vigilant. Try to keep the knees and toes facing the ceiling. I want you to press the hands and the arms downwards. Again, I want you to feel that everything's active. Each hand, each finger, each foot, each knee. Both arms, both arms. I'm lengthening, I'm lifting. This is a rowing exercise. It's about posture. It's always about your breathing. Inhale. Grow a little taller. Exhale, I want you to curve from the crown of the head to the waist. Imagine I've just put a fit ball in my lap. I'm curving over it. So get a sense that that ball is now pushing the lower abdomen back towards the spine, externally. Internally, you're trying to do a similar thing without clenching your fists. Stay where you are. Now the arms are parallel to the legs. Take a breath in. Leave the arms in position, be specific. Roll the spine out from the waist. Grow a little taller, arms up, shoulder blades down. And then exhale, expanding the breath, a little bit of resistance. Bring the arms back down. So remember the knees can be slightly back. And again, so inhale, lighter, taller, that interior lift. Exhale, resist. The spine isn't shorter, it's longer. Arms are parallel to the legs. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, resist. Press. Muscles are engaging without tension. Come back to the starting position one more time. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, resist. And inhale. Try to engage the arms without letting the shoulders cramp your ears. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Step your feet back behind your buttocks. Hold the backs of your thighs. I want you to roll just far enough away from the top of your mat to find a balance. And then flex the feet. Take a breath. Now as you exhale, I want you to bring the whole of the foot back to the mat. And roll right back on top of your body bones. So you should feel that you're going over a little speed hump. And that's how you know that you're not collapsing, you're lifting. So keep this position, but bring the soles of the feet together. So we're now increasing that opening through the hips. Again, we're thinking about the inner leg muscles. But once more, it's not so much about range, it's about lift. So I don't want my heels right up against my groin, even if I can do that. I want a diamond shape, and I'm maximising the length of my spine, the openness of my chest so I can breathe. And the taller I feel, the more natural lower abdominal engagement I'll get. So those muscles are there to support you. They will engage. We've just lost the capacity to refine that engagement. We're going to do a seated spinal articulation. Chin draws to chest. Back of the neck opens. 7 cervical vertebrae. Exhale. Vertebrae by vertebrae, roll the head to the feet. Now you can see that my hands come forward, that's fine. What I'm trying not to do is to lift my shoulder girdle. So I take my elbows in the direction of my knees. It keeps the chest and the back open. Breath comes in, find that interior lift. And exhale, reverse the order of events. The lumbar spine, the thoracic, the cervical. So it's like you're going up and down a set of stairs. Inhale. Exhale. Try not to let the shoulders crowd the ears. Inhale. Exhale. One more. 7 cervical vertebrae. 12 thoracic. 5 lumbar. Reverse the order of events. 5 lumbar, 12 thoracic, 7 cervical. Again, let's work a little harder. So once we've understood the basic concept, we can work a little harder. Deepen the opening through the right leg. Engage the left. So I'm speaking as if you're facing me. Right leg bent, left leg active. Knee and toe to the ceiling. Again, that leg could be bent. Make sure that you're still right on top of the buttock bones. You're not collapsing the lower back. You're not on the buttock bones. This is a half saw. So it's going to prepare us for the next 2 exercises. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite hand to knee. You're going up and over. So I want to lift out of one side without collapsing through the other. Come back to center, inhale. Now this is a twist. So I'm connecting the rotation of the spine with the exhalation. It's very cleansing for the body. I'm not going too far. Again, I'm controlling the range of motion. I'm just in line with the bent knee. Come back to center, inhale. Going up and over. Come back to center, inhale and exhale. Just that gentle rotation. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're doing enough repetitions to see the movement from the inside of the body. Not so many repetitions that we stop thinking about what. Changing sides. One side might be different to the other. Please be prepared for that to happen. Just think about all the things you do with your right side that you don't do with your left. Inhale. Can you see that my arms are active? Imagine them resting on the back of an armchair. The muscles are engaging, but the shoulder girdle isn't tensing. Remember that right leg is active. Remember it could be bent. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now again, that very subtle rotation. 2 more. Your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I'm trying to stabilize the lower body while lengthening and lifting the upper body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Let's work a little harder. So let's open both legs. This is the saw. So it's about your hamstring muscles. It's about stabilizing the lower body. It's about moving the upper body. Essentially, it's a breathing exercise, but it is, of course, as all the Pilates exercises are, about posture. The legs don't have to be extraordinarily wide. Remember, you can bend the knees. Remember, you're trying to stay right on top of the buttock bones. The technical term for the buttock bones is the issue. They're the bony protuberances at the base of the pelvis. So now this is the full exercise. Breath comes in. I'm taller. I'm lighter. The breath is deep. As I exhale, I'm going to rotate again, just that small distance. I'm going to roll my head towards my right knee. I'm going to extend one arm as far away from the other without letting the shoulders crack. I'm going to roll back up. It's a spinal articulation. I come back to my starting position. Breath comes in. Exhale, twist. Roll the head towards the knee. The head went down first. It comes up last. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't be in a hurry. You can feel sometimes that you want to go faster. That's not the end. Inhale. Exhale, one more set. Inhale. Exhale, so the arms are moving as far away from each other as possible. I'm strengthening and creating flexibility through the spinal column. I'm activating the breath. I'm focusing. I'm present. Come back to center. Draw the legs together. Try to get a sense that those inner leg muscles are attracted to each other. And let's move on to the Mermaid Stretch. Now the Mermaid Stretch is really a preparation for a much harder exercise, the Mermaid Lift, which is like a side plank. So take your weight to one hip and your feet to the other side. And you'll notice as you take your hands away from the ground that you're leaning a little to one side. So I need to work my core muscles and draw back into my center. Left hand, left shin, right arm as you're facing me by the ear. So I'm going up on the in-breath, and then I'm reaching out of that side on the exhalation. I want to create space through one side without collapsing through the other. I don't want my chest to collapse. And the arm is quite close to the ear, so I'm not just letting the head go. Come back to center. Now I lower that arm. I'm not dropping it, it's active throughout. Now I'm going to bend the arm so the elbow slides into the side waist. And as I lift out of my second side again, I'm not collapsing through the right. I'm not creating tension through the shoulder girdle. Come back to center, and again breath comes in. You're taller, you're lighter. Breath goes out. Breath comes in, that arm remains active, it's not collapsing. Breath goes out as I stretch through one side. I'm not creating tension or distortion through the other. One more repetition. Inhale, find that interior lift. Exhale. Come back to center, check your alignment. Lower the arm, don't drop it. Inhale. And exhale, so the arm is quite close to the ear. Come back to the center. And change sides again. You might notice a difference between the two sides. Try to find your center line. Try to find a sense of lightness. Hand at the shin, arm by the ear, arm up, shoulder blade. Again, set yourself up on the in-breath. Do the hardest part of the exercise on the out-breath. Come back to center, inhale. Set yourself up, you're controlling, you're not collapsing. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Enough repetitions to see the exercise from the inside of the body. Not so many repetitions that you stop thinking about what you're doing. So you see I'm lowering that up. It's not collapsing. Keeping it focused. So I want to keep those postural muscles, those core muscles, just quietly ticking away. Obviously, the degree to which they're working in each exercise might change, but it's not an off-on position. They're continually being focused and refined. So let's come up a little higher now. I'm getting closer to standing. Please take a clothing adjustment moment if you need to. You might have to pull something down or pull something. So knees underneath the hips, hips beneath the shoulders, 2 sides of the body balanced, that open chest, that lovely deep breath. Arms up, shoulder blades down, inhale. This time as I exhale, I want to lean away from my mat. I'm not changing the shape of my spine, I'm not changing its length, I'm taking it away from vertical. So you can see very clearly what's happening. Inhale. Exhale. So it's like a hinge. Again, it's being created by the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Doesn't matter how far you go. That's not the issue. The issue is control. And please remember, if the breath pattern I'm giving you isn't working for you, just make sure you're breathing easily, regularly, and as actively as possible. Now stay here. Make sure you can maintain the position without holding the breath. It's very easy to do. Expanding the in-breath, deepening the out-breath, lifting and turning, finding that sense of lightness. Let's come back to a vertical axis, and let's be standing. So if you're not already at the back of the mat, walk then. So now I'm vertical. The legs are stacking on top of the feet. Pelvis is stacking on top of the legs. Each vertebrae is stacking one on top of the other. The shoulders are above the hips. The head is resting really lightly on the atlas, first cervical vertebra. So I'm perfectly balanced. And of course, for our purposes, neutral spine. My hip bones are pointing softly forward. It's the natural curvature of my spine. If I tilt my pelvis too far forward, I'm losing all abdominal control. If I'm tilting it too far back, then I'm hyperextending. So be balanced. I want you to bend the knees. Again, the spine hasn't changed shape. Okay? Reach the arms forward. Arms up, shoulder blades down, kneecaps lifting, not locking. Take the arms out to the sides, 100 pounds. And then, as we did at the beginning of the class, with more control, arms and feet. So push into the floor, lift away from that. Lean. Try and do that. With more control, arms and feet come down together one more time. Breath comes in. And breath. And if you wander off like I've just done, still. And breath. Working a little harder. Every time you challenge your balance, you are asking this core muscles to participate. Float the right leg up into the air. Arms up, shoulder blades down. Inhale. Exhale, two arms. And the leg. Stabilize the pelvis. Float the left leg up into the air. So this is like a standing single knee float. Inhale. Exhale. Arms. And leg come down. Work a little harder if you're able. Float the right leg out. Arms up, shoulder blades down. See if you can stretch that. No tension. Exhale, arms. And longer leg. Set yourself up. From the inside, stabilize. Breath comes in. Lengthen the leg without sinking. With more control, arms. And leg. And back. Give yourself a shoulder on again. And then a wrist. Remember you're at the back of the mat. Let's do a standing spinal articulation. So I'm taller, I'm lighter, I'm a little more focused. Chin draws to chest, roll the head to the knees. Bend the knees as soon as you need to. I've gone down vertebrae by vertebrae. I'm totally relaxed here. Head heavy, arms relaxed, ankle, knee, hip. Breath comes in slightly deeper. Lifting from the inside, lifting externally, roll yourself back. And again, so vertebrae by vertebrae, section by section, rolling down, find that interior lift. Exhale, externalize it. And this time we're going to use the spinal roll to come onto our hands and knees. So every time we move, whether it's from kneeling to standing or from standing back from that, it's with control, it's with awareness. Chin draws to chest, bend the knees as soon as you need to. It's not about the hamstrings, roll yourself down. And then please take yourself out onto the hands and knees. Again, you're symmetrical, balanced, your spine is in neutral. If you like, it's an inversion of the first exercise we began the class with. Breath comes in, set yourself up. Exhale, right leg, left arm, opposite arm to leg, use the floor. As you did right at the beginning, checking there's no unnecessary movement, head, pelvis, or shoulders. And then feel the arm and leg lengthen to lift. You're looking down rather than forward. I don't want to shorten the back of the neck, I want to. And then with control, come back, fingers and toes. Hand on the shoulder, knee. Lifting over the wrists. Try not to lock the elbows. Breath comes in. Set yourself up. Exhale, opposite arm to leg. Use the core. And then use the core. Arm by the ear, stretching the leg back behind you. Fingers and toes come down. Hand on the shoulder. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthening the spine, lengthening the knees. Exhale, fingers and toes, hand on the shoulder. Economy of movement. The appropriate muscle, working at the appropriate moment. Without any sense that you're forcing, straining, or distorting. Let's work a little harder. Lifting out of the wrists, so wrist, elbow, shoulder. Take just the right leg. Being at the top of the mat, take the left leg back. Effortlessly, plant forwards. Bring the right knee down, bring the left knee down forwards. Left leg, start your inhalation. Deepen the inhalation, up and back. Exhale, left knee, right knee, 4-point position. Inhale, right, left, long diagonal line, top of the skull, down through the tailbone, out through the ears. Exhale, right. One more, inhale, left, right. Exhale, left. Keep your hands out. Draw the tailbone back towards the heels. Just come into the long child for a moment. If you can rest your forehead easily on the ground, please do that. If it's harder, place one fist on top of the other and rest your forehead on your fists. Do make sure that in this moment you can release the head. You're not collapsing. The position itself is still quite structured, but you're just taking a moment, again, to check in with your body, with your breath. And please take yourself all the way across the mat. Place one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead on your hands. Now stay where you are. I'm just lifting my head to maximize the audio. This is one of those positions that's quite difficult because it's really easy to collapse into the ground. It's so close to it. What I want you to again imagine is that you're floating above it. And in particular, there's something under your navel that you do not want to crush. Break and in. Relax the head. Expand the breath. Find that lift. Float one leg. Float the other leg up to the left. And then draw the legs a little towards each other as if they're slightly magnetized. They're not touching, but you can feel the inner leg muscles are focusing. And then start to swing the legs up and down. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same breath pattern as the 100. Now if you want to work a little harder, you can lift the upper body, but feel that the spine is lengthening. If you want to work harder again, you can float the arms by the hips. Notice I'm looking down, so I'm trying not to shorten or crunch into the back of the neck. And if you want to do the full exercise, you can sweep the arms by the ears and add the opposite out. So do what you can control. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to stillness. And literally reverse the order of events. And bring yourself back to it. Relax the arms, turn the head to one side, give your hips a little shake. So again, just notice your situation, your body, your breath. Making sure that you're not accumulating tension. Sometimes when you're concentrating, it's easy to do that. Turn your head to the second side. Notice if there's a difference. And notice that perhaps you are now more observant in terms of your own body. And then please come onto your side. So the same rules apply. I'm joining my legs together, internally as well as externally. As I look down, I can see my feet. Hips and shoulders, one on top of the other. I've got a little gap underneath my side waist. I'm not collapsing. Top arm floats to the ceiling. Both sides of the body are equally elongated. This is a side lift. Breath comes in. Exhale, top arm and leg, lengthening and lifting. I'm also lengthening the spine. So I'm not thinking about how far I can go, how high I can take my arm and leg. I'm thinking about what I can control. And come back down. Set yourself up on the in-breath. Do the hardest part of the exercise on the out-breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, stay here, take the lower leg to the upper leg. And again, maintain the position with lightness and with your breath. And then inhale. And as you exhale, upper and lower bodies come back to the mat simultaneously. Try not to roll backwards. Bend the knees, lie on your side. Breath comes easily in and out. No unnecessary movement. Lift away from that side. Come through center. Changing sides. Relax the head. Squeeze the legs together. Find that little gap underneath your side waist. Hips and shoulders are balanced. Top arm to the ceiling, arm by the ear. Set yourself up. Feel the breath more active now. Feel your body more focused. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay where you are. Squeeze the lower leg to the upper leg. Now, if you are overly ambitious about the height of the upper leg, this is where you might strike problems. You're balancing. Your spine is lengthening. Your breath is deep. No tension. Inhale. Exhale, upper and lower body. Let's come back to it. Bend the knees, line your side. And now let's pretty much finish up with the roll-up, which is a classic Pilates exercise, and we're going to do a modified version. So come back onto your back, stepping your feet hip-width behind your buttocks. Don't have the heels too close to the body bones. You don't want this kind of position. The arms are by the sides to begin with. The reason the legs are bent in this version of the roll-up is to minimize the engagement of the hip flexors, and we're doing the arms separately so that you don't use your shoulder girdle to bring yourself away from the mat. So this is about the flexibility of the spine and, of course, the strength of your core. So inhale, arms lengthen, arms lift. Again, they may not touch the ground. Exhale, a little bit of resistance. You're pressing the arms back into the mat sides. Take your hands to the backs of your hamstrings so the upper body is focused. Start your inhalation. See the abdomen move away from your gaze. Little gap between chin and sternum. Deepen the inhalation, roll yourself up. Right on top of the body bones, extend the legs. Fit ball in your lap, resist. Curve forward. Roll back up. Step the feet hip-width behind the buttocks. Inhale. And exhale, rolling down. So in the last exercise, we're really incorporating all the information. Breath comes in. Front body, side body, back body, arms in the shoulder girdle. That little bit of resistance. Breath goes out. Hands to the backs of the thighs. We're focused. Inhale. Peeling ourselves, vertebrae by vertebrae, away from the mat, right on top of the body bones, taller, lighter, resist, curve forward. Retrograde the sequence, so you're in control from beginning to end. Inhale, and exhale, roll it down. We have time for one more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lighter, taller, resist, remember the legs can be bent. Exhale, inhale, draw your knees towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. So feel that you're physically embracing your body. You're drawing the legs together, you're using your arms to bring your knees to your chest. Take a little circular action, a little rock through the lower back area, making sure there's no tension. And reminding yourself now that the deep postural muscles are doing exactly the same thing. They're embracing your body, particularly supporting your lower back from the inside. Same number of circles in both directions. And then take a full luxurious stretch. So again, you're aware of your entire body. Tips of the fingers, tips of the toes. Front, back, right, left, inner and outer. Bring the arms down by the sides. Close your eyes for a moment, let your body completely relax. And the more you can relax in these last couple of moments, the more readily your body will digest the information of the class and commit it to physical memory, physical intelligence, ongoing support for your entire life, not just for the 45 minutes that we spent together in the class. When you're ready, rock your right side. Thanks very much, everyone.